have contacted just about every West Valley school. No school district has any history or any information in regards to the substitute teacher. So our question is, where exactly does he substitute teach at, and is this a real situation?
Yeah,
that's something we don't know.
And we do know the Republic interviewed this guy, Tony Hill. He's a substitute teacher of some sort. He says he wrote the letter and that he meant every word of it.
Well, if that's the case, then point out what school district has this type of behavior in a classroom. I would venture out to say that that's not necessarily true. I'm on a school board. I know exactly the discipline that is put inside a classroom. And if you have this type of behavior, I guarantee you that teacher is not going to be teaching long. They're going to be pulled out of that classroom if they can't control the class.
Senator, let me read something to you from Senate President Russell Pearce. He wrote this afternoon, Russell Pearce saying, "I am shocked that members of the minority are so quick to defend actions of these troublemakers and mock the frustration that many teachers feel in bringing order to the classroom." Your response?
I am shocked that President Pearce will send out an email with that type of language that is so offensive without ever even verifying it, without even checking to see if this is an actual substitute teacher. Senator Pearce never checked the validity of this letter until after we questioned it. So the idea that he will send out a letter so offensive out to other members is irresponsible on his part. He's
Steve,
the president.
You're a reasonable guy. Let me ask you something. Is it possible you could have a teacher end up in one particular classroom in a certain setting where what he described really is his reality?
If he had this type of situation as a substitute teacher, you have the responsibility to go to the office or go and seek help. If you're a substitute teacher and you have a classroom that is this disruptive, you have a responsibility to control that class.
Right. I mean, he's saying in his letter that students refused to say the Pledge of Allegiance, they tore pages out of textbooks, and they threw paper. I mean, this sounds like a zoo, not a classroom.
Exactly. And the fact is this, when you have a situation like this, a substitute teacher would be required at the end of the day to file a report with the teacher and the front office. So all we want to know is what school district did he actually substitute at so we can look at this report.
Steve, should Senator Klein have even read this on the floor in your view?
No, absolutely not. It is totally irresponsible. Any senator or any legislator with common sense would read this letter and say this will be too offensive. I have no